Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here with 60andMe. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you're having a fabulous day wherever you are in this world. We've got a topic today that is, I think, on the minds of a lot of women in our community, and that is loneliness. Feeling socially isolated during a time when really we're more connected than ever before with technology. But 60andMe recently undertook a survey. It was a follow-up to one that we did last year on how many women in our community have experienced loneliness. And we really wanted to know how people were doing, especially in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic. Has that impacted and affected the way that you are feeling about being alone in your life? And it was remarkable. The research was quite surprising and yet not surprising. We have all the results in the article, which you can read below, and the facts and the figures are supported by over 2,000 women who replied to our survey. We were just blown away by the response and the honesty and the authenticity with which people answered the questions. So most of the questions got at least 500, 600 responses, but overall 2,000 plus people took time to reply to the survey. So these numbers are really significant, and I want to share them with you at a very high level, and I want you to then please read the article, because that is where you're going to find all the information that supports what I'm talking about. Now, last year when we did the survey, we found that 75% of women said that they had experienced some kind of loneliness in their lives in that last year. This time we did it and asked the same question, and the number went up to 85%. 85% of the women in our community said that they felt lonely at some time in that last year. And, you know, it's a big number. And when we wanted to ask some questions that got a little bit further down, because 78% of the people who responded said that the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, had really impacted their loneliness and social isolation. So let's go through the results. I'll do it at a very high level, and please, go ahead and look at everything in more detail. I do also, by the way, want to thank every single person that took the time to complete the survey. It was honestly quite remarkable to see that much response. And as we got further into the survey, we asked for more specific information, and also for volunteers who wanted to be considered for a case study. Again, the response was amazing. And I want to thank you just genuinely, because it helps us. It helps us here at 60andMe to know how we're helping, what we could do more of, how we could do a better job perhaps of reaching out. And you gave us lots of really positive feedback, which really touched my heart. And also just in general, some great suggestions for how with video, articles, connection, live shows, things that we can do together, how that can make a difference. So 98% of the people who replied were women. They were women in their 60s and 70s. The average age was between 60 and 69. So that was 98% female, and very, very much where we thought the age range would fall, between 60 and 69. 20% though were in the 70 to 79 age category, which I thought was amazing. And since I'm 71, it really made me realize that we've been growing together here. Now, 60andMe has been around for 8 years now. And so a lot of our women who started back then at the beginning are now in their 70s. So that was wonderful to know. We had 8%, that 50 to 59, which also says that younger women are joining us too. So that was a great number. The numbers from geographically were, again, kind of predictable, because we knew where our audience was, but the percentage was 72% from the United States. That was 72 of the responses from the United States. UK, 10%. Canada was just under 9%. And then we had Australia, New Zealand following up. So that made the top 5. US, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. That was our top 5. Now, we are only in English, so we understand that's a challenge. But we have women in 150 countries around the world in our community. But those were the people that responded to the survey. As I mentioned earlier, 87% of people said that they feel lonely sometimes. This was, of course, up quite a bit from the last year that we did it, and only 2% said that they never felt lonely. And, when we talk about lonely, we also talk about, being alone, and a lot of women in our community do live by themselves by choice, they're widowed, they've lost a partner, or they are just, in their older years, just deciding to be divorced and be by themselves. And many enjoy that. So there's not a problem with being alone. It's that deeper feeling, that kind of, that thread that pulses beneath that aloneness, which can be depression and loneliness and the feeling of isolation. So we asked people, just again, how often they felt lonely. 45% said sometimes. So that's a good number that, it's not a lot of people are always feeling lonely, but 45% said sometimes. Often, 41%. Often, 41%. Rarely, 10%, and then of course the 2% that never feel lonely. So that was the response to in numbers. Also, this was a very interesting question about health. We asked about your health, how you perceive relative to other women, your age group, your health. Is it very good, excellent, and and there's a range. And you can, all of this, by the way, is in the article, so do not hesitate to read it all. Very good was 39%. Very good. That's a good number. And what's actually really cool about that is that if you are feeling lonely, occasionally, feeling strong and healthy and kind of in control of your life, having a good diet, good exercise regime, just feeling strong, that can help. And there's so many physical and emotional challenges that can come from being lonely. And that's kind of countered by 39% saying that they feel really good. Their health is great. Good, 31%. So a good number that felt okay, good about their health. A number which was really quite high, 18% said they felt great, excellent. Their health was excellent. And only 2% said really poor, 9% said fair. So 10% or so said that they were not in such good health, but all the rest felt strong. And that really encouraged me. It made me really feel like we're doing good things for ourselves. So 88% rated overall health as good or above. I love that. Now, another thing that we asked was what you do and how you get help when you feel lonely. And this is where I thought there might be some opportunities. And maybe this is where 60andMe kind of steps in and helps, because we actually are providing free content with no membership fee. Our content is all available to everybody. And we feel like that's one way that we can give help to people. But 87% who completed the survey said that they don't seek help outside themselves. They don't go to a therapist. They don't look for, a class or a course or a person. 87%. Only 15, so add up, but close anyway, said that they go for help. Now, this is where I feel there's a big opportunity for 60andMe, but also there are a lot of resources now. And we don't go into too much detail because around the country, around the world, they're all different. But if you check on groups, phone lines, not-for-profit groups, there is a lot of people who realize that loneliness is a challenge and a health risk for older women and men, of course. But there's lots of online counseling you can do. You can call, there's a whole series of people now because of COVID where you can't go to see a therapist in person. You can do it online. And we've got some ideas and we'll put them in the article, but you can check them online too. BetterHelp, Talk Now, there's just many. You pay a fee, of course, and then you get to have a counselor who can talk to you. And I think that's really, really powerful. So that's some of the things you can do. And I'll talk a bit more about our content and videos in a sec. But so 84% said they'd never contacted a helpline, and only 15% said they had. Lots of opportunity there. Why do you feel lonely? This is what we asked, one of the questions. It was a very powerful question because it boiled down to not enough people in your life. Not enough having a partner, not having good friends, not having any friends, and lack of contact with family was actually lower than I thought it would be, which is very interesting. As we get older, I think we want those, not more people in our lives, but the right people. We want intimacy and someone we can really talk to about stuff. And even though family are very close and can be very close, it's those girlfriends and the people close to our age who get it. They understand what we're going through. So here's what people said. 52% said that they feel lonely. The biggest reason is because they don't have a partner or spouse. That kind of surprised me because a lot of women in our age group are quite independent, but when it got right down to it, not having a partner or spouse was 52%. reason for being lonely. Secondly, living alone in general. And this was one of those questions where you could answer more than one question, more than one answer to the question. So in that case, 48% said living alone. So it could have been the same people, but 48%. Not many friends, 48%. Lack of contact with family, 39%. I kind of thought that would be higher because, well, we're in this COVID-19 world, we're not getting a chance to see our families, but only 39% out of 100 said that was one of the reasons they felt lonely. The other thing was being retired. 36% said being retired was not easy and made them experience loneliness. Financial stress, 20%. And you can read all these. Health concerns was about 15, psychological issues about 12. So there were lots of reasons that people said they felt lonely. But then we asked, what do you do? What do you do to feel better? What was the number one thing, do you think? It was getting into nature, exercise. And this did not surprise me because it is my number one way. Even when we were in true lockdown and I could only go out for one walk a day, I just would look forward to that so much. I would dress up to go out for a walk, put my makeup on. But exercise, 68% said that that's how they deal with feelings of loneliness. So even if you're feeling like you don't want to go out, you're sitting on the sofa, you're feeling depressed, just get up if you can, go out and walk, go to the park, even just go out around the block, just get some fresh air. I think nature is so rejuvenating. So that was what 68% said. This is again one that you could answer more than once. Being social was 48% or 46. Meditate and pray was quite high, 42. So people were meditating and praying. Journaling, volunteering, getting back into the world, getting some therapy. Those were all lower numbers, but still ways to deal with loneliness. Big question, has the COVID pandemic actually impacted your senses of loneliness? Yes. Yes, big time. 78% of the people who responded said that it was a huge consideration. And this is no surprise. But isn't this amazing how much our lives have been impacted by COVID-19? And, we did live shows every single day for the first few months of this pandemic. And I could just feel the pain and the suffering and not suffering, that isn't the right word. It was just uncertainty and just the out of control. We like to be in control. Everyone does, but as you get older, I think it's a big deal. But yeah, so 78% closed borders, lockdown, it all impacted our sense of loneliness. And so 78% said yes, it has impacted. Only 22 said no. More people have used video and FaceTime, Zoom, all those kinds of Skype tools. And that was a big number. I think 61% said they had used those tools. And by the way, I'm reading all the numbers, but you can just check the article for the details. But more people said yes to that question. But actually, many said they'd already been doing it. So I think that's one of those stereotypes about older women, like we actually do know about technology and we use it because we had been using it before. And that was the answer a lot of people gave. And so it wasn't all doom and gloom. We got some numbers that were very powerful and told us that we have 60andMe, we have responsibility, an opportunity, and a passion for helping. This is what we do. This is what I do. This is what I do every day of my life, and I actually do it almost every hour of my life. I'm so attached and in love with our community. We're just a group of women, in my opinion, who are trying so hard to live with passion and purpose and to deal with the things that life is giving us right now. And it's not, and we know that our age group is not the only one. We're high risk, but we know everybody's dealing with it. And I think you become more empathetic and compassionate as you get a little older too. So we feel it. We feel it for our families. We feel it for our friends. And loneliness is their challenge too. So we have a lot of articles, over 1,800 videos now on topics that are about loneliness, relationships, travel, beauty, fashion, retirement, money, well-being, health. All of those topics are covered, and they're all woven into this tapestry of our lives that we experience as we get older and as we deal with during moments alone. So check out those videos, and they're all there for your benefit. We found people said that 2/3 of the people who responded, 2/3, that's a lot, said 60andMe has helped me. I think that's incredible. I just think that's a huge number, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. People did feel that, that we were being a help. How does we help? Reading our articles, with 70% said they loved that. 54% said the videos were super helpful. Feeling connected to a community was another big thing. So these are all ways that 60andMe is here for you, and we're here to help. And we want your feedback, your guidance. We're in this journey together. We're on this journey together. The willingness of people to open up and share was remarkable. And I want to thank you again. We know we are helping. 2/3 of you said we are. And that was huge. Some of you, there were over 1,000 comments, 1,000, about how 60andMe has helped you. And I was in tears for many of them. And I mean that genuinely and truthfully, because you guys were so honest and so generous with your love. And it just made me feel wonderful. It made me feel so inspired to keep going and to just keep doing what we're doing. But if you've got any thoughts, any ideas about how you want to find how we can help more, just please let us know. You can leave comments in the section under this article, and we want to know. We want to be by your side. For now, reach out to everybody that you can, even if it's a one-line message. Reach out to friends, even if you don't know them that well. Reach out to make new friends. Reach out to your family. Be kind to yourself. Stay safe. Do all the things that you need to do. Stay strong and stay calm. And stay tuned to 60andMe. We've got a lot planned for the future, and we want you to be a part of it. So have a really fabulous day. I hope that you found this survey interesting. If you helped us with it, thank you so much for completing it. And I just want you to know how much you're valued and loved and appreciated. But stay well, and we will talk to you again very, very soon. Love you all. Take very good care. Bye-bye for now.